Good afternoon. Why you should travel internationally. Imagine waking up to the sounds of waves crashing on a tropical beach. Hearing people speak a language you have never heard before, and realizing that for the next week, everything around you is completely different than what you're used to. What if one trip could completely change the way that you see the world? Today, I want to persuade you that traveling internationally is one of the best investments you can make because it broadens your perspective, builds confidence, and creates unforgettable experiences. I'll be explaining 3 reasons why everyone should travel abroad at least once. It helps you understand different cultures, it helps you grow as a person, and it creates memories that last a lifetime. So let's begin with why traveling changes the way that we see the world. First, international travel broadens your perspective. Many people spend years dreaming about visiting another country, but never actually take the trip. It's easier to stay comfortable with what we already know. But according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, international travel encourages cultural understanding by allowing people to experience different cultures firsthand. Reading about a country is one thing. Actually walking its streets, eating its food, and talking to its people is something completely different. I experienced this myself during a trip to Costa Rica in June. Before I went, I expected beautiful beaches and rainforests, and yes, they were incredible. But what surprised me most was the people. One afternoon, I visited a small local market filled with colorful fruits that I had never seen before. The vendors greeted everyone with a smile, and even though my Spanish wasn't perfect, they patiently helped me practice instead of rushing through a conversation like we often do here. They genuinely took the time to talk to their visitors. Later that week, I stood in the middle of the rainforest while monkeys swung through the trees overhead and tropical birds called in every direction. For a moment, I wasn't thinking about work, school, or my phone. I was simply appreciating where I was. That trip reminded me that people can live very differently from us and still value the same things such as family, kindness, and community. Travel has a way of replacing stereotypes with real experiences. Though not only does traveling change how you see the world, it also changes you. Secondly, international travel helps you grow as a person. Traveling isn't easy. Flights get delayed, you might get lost, you may not understand every sign or every conversation. But those challenges force you to become more independent and confident. Harvard Business Review published research by William Maddox showing that living or spending meaningful time abroad helps people think more creatively and become better problem solvers. Every challenge you overcome while traveling teaches you something. Maybe it's learning how to navigate a train station in another language. Maybe it's figuring out unfamiliar customs. Or it's simply having the confidence to start a conversation with someone from another country. Each experience pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and that is where personal growth happens. When you return home, everyday problems often seem much smaller because you've already proven to yourself that you can handle the unexpected. So finally, international travel gives you something money can't replace. International travel creates lifelong memories. Think about the things people remember years down the road. Is it the newest iPhone that they bought? Or the clothes that they owned? Usually, that is not the case. Instead, people remember experiences. They remember standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, or watching the northern lights around them, exploring ancient ruins, or, in my case, hiking through a rainforest in Costa Rica, which was incredible. When I think back on my trip, I don't remember what souvenirs I bought. I remember laughing with the locals while trying to speak Spanish. I remember tasting fresh pineapple that was sweeter than anything I've had here in the US. I remember watching the sunset over the Pacific Ocean and realizing just how small the world really is. Those memories are something that I will carry with me forever. According to the World Economic Forum, travel benefits people not only economically, but also by increasing cultural understanding and creating meaningful connections across the world. Experiences like these stay with you much longer than material possessions ever could. So, how can you make this happen? Well, planning an international trip has never been easier. There are websites that compare flight prices, travel apps that help you navigate unfamiliar cities, and travel blogs full of free advice. And many destinations are more affordable than people realize if you plan ahead. You don't have to take a month-long vacation. Even a week abroad can completely change your perspective. So here's my challenge for each of you. Think of one country you've always wanted to visit. Maybe it's Italy, or Japan, or let's say even Costa Rica, or something that you've always dreamed about going since you were a kid. First step is you're going to write it down. Write down that destination. And then start setting aside even just $20 a month. Start researching what you would want to do and see there. Take one small step today towards making that trip a reality. Because the hardest part isn't the traveling itself. It's deciding to just get up and go on this adventure. So, today we have talked about how international travel broadens your perspective. It helps you grow as a person and creates memories that last a lifetime. My trip to Costa Rica reminded me that the world is much bigger than my everyday routine. It showed me that stepping outside my comfort zone helped me appreciate different cultures, become more confident, and create experiences that I'll never forget. So I'm going to just leave you with one question. When you're looking back on your life years from now, do you want to remember the places that you would wish you had visited? Or the incredible adventures that you have actually taken? Don't wait for the perfect time. Choose a destination, start planning, and get up and go.